On this episode of ThrowDown, the pot is talking and it's saying seafood gumbo.
Look at it dancing, and I'm not even moving the paint.
Poppy Tooker is the diva of New Orleans cuisine with a deep knowledge of Creole cooking and the kitchen chops to back it all up.
Give him a little squeeze.
But I bet I'm the last person she expects to see stroll up. Hi, Poppy.
You know how to make a roux?
I do. Can I outcook her on her own turf, or will she sass me right back to the Big Apple? Uh-oh.
Oh, the suspense is killing us.
Next. My name is Bobby Flay. My mission, to find the best of the best. My objective, perfecting their signature dish. The plan of attack, I'm showing up to challenge them, but they don't know it. I may win, I might even lose. It's anybody's game. It's the ultimate throwdown. Let's see. Popular Food Network show. Sounds like throwdown to me. 6 across. Bobby's favorite dessert. I'm gonna say ice cream. That's my go-to dessert. 1 down. Envelope with your mission. All right, here we go. Let's check out what the next throwdown is. Seafood gumbo. Poppy Tooker. That's really her name, from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Poppy Tooker. Welcome to New Orleans.
Poppy Tooker is a culinary instructor who has worked tirelessly to preserve the food traditions of her hometown and is endearingly known as the food diva in New Orleans.
I'm a culinary activist. I'm always out there working to save the precious food culture of New Orleans.
Her ultimate specialty is this region's iconic dish, seafood gumbo.
I make the best seafood gumbo that you can find.
Poppy thinks the Food Network is in town for a culinary tour of New Orleans, and she's ready to act as host.
I am so thrilled to have this opportunity to show the yummiest things about my favorite city, New Orleans.
Your mission, whip up your own pot of seafood gumbo and take it to New Orleans for the challenge.
How many bowls of gumbo have I made in my lifetime? Thousands and thousands and thousands of bowls of gumbo.
Seafood gumbo is a fantastic dish. It's one of those one-pot dishes, cooks on the stove and lights up the whole house with great aroma.
You know what? It keeps getting better.
All right, Poppy, I'm coming down to New Orleans. You know what they say, let the good times roll. You've got to root for New Orleans. This enchanting river town is reclaiming its rightful place as the queen of North American food destinations. Thanks in part to the drive and dedication of people like Poppy Tooker.
I love New Orleans. This is a piece of my soul and my heart. We have the most delicious food in the whole world.
But that culinary tradition was in serious jeopardy.
We were in danger of even losing gumbo.
Poppy refused to let Hurricane Katrina take away the Crescent City's food.
The first thing that I began to do was locate all of my food friends, people whose businesses had taken on 3-4 feet of water and didn't know what they were going to do. Slowly, we began to rebuild a food system that I'm happy to say is revitalized, bigger and better than ever. My message is, we're open for business. Y'all come and see us.
New Orleans is known for a number of specialties, but among the beignets and étouffées, morfalettes, and jambalayas, one dish reigns supreme.
Gumbo is the iconic dish of New Orleans. There's always gumbo on somebody's table somewhere in this city.
Today is Holy Thursday, and at the legendary Dookie Chase's restaurant, Chef Leah Chase is serving a very special kind of gumbo called gumbo zerbs.
It takes a whole lot of greens. Then you put all your meats in: chicken, beef stew. We have andouille sausage, we have smoked sausage, we have chorizo sausage. You know, it's a big meat day.
It's a tradition that's been carried on for more than 60 years.
Today is a really special day because this is the first time since Hurricane Katrina that Dookie Chase Restaurant is open, receiving guests for Holy Thursday.
Poppy's got another special day tomorrow when she'll get to strut her own formidable gumbo as she gives Food Network a taste of revitalized New Orleans at her Good Friday Gumbo Garden Party.
Hi, Food Network. Thank you for coming to New Orleans and giving me this opportunity to show everybody in America a real, authentic taste of what we're all about here.
But will she rue the day when I come to town? Now, there are a few and really important elements to making a delicious gumbo. One of the most important ones is the roux. Roux is a very simple idea. It's flour and butter. Basically, that's gonna become the thickening agent. We're gonna make a deep, rich, almost chocolatey colored roux that's gonna lend lots of caramelized flavor to it, and it's gonna enhance the whole dish. It's gonna really be the foundation flavor of the entire gumbo. Seafood. What kind of seafood? Shrimp, crab meat, scallops, oysters. Now, what's gonna make my gumbo just a little extra special? It's the extras. Okay? Now, in my case, I'm going to use some andouille sausage, a spicy pork Cajun-style sausage, so it's going to add lots of flavor. Andouille. Lots of time, people put okra in their gumbo. I'm going to do the same thing, but in my case, I'm going to fry it with some cornmeal and then just put it on top as a garnish. It'll be nice and crispy, and it'll add a little crunch to every spoonful of gumbo. I'm not really exactly sure what Poppy's gumbo is going to be like, but I can't worry about that. I'm just going to make the best gumbo I can possibly make. And you know what? It's going to be good. Poppy runs a pretty tight ship.
Garlic needs to be treated with a lot of respect.
Anyone who's confused about the difference between Creole and Cajun, listen up.
The Creole gumbo is seafood gumbo. Cajun gumbo is the chicken andouille gumbo, often called filet gumbo.
So seafood gumbo equals Creole, which means it's roux time. It's gumbo time. Very excited about this dish. Lots of flavor, and to me, it's all about the roux. Here we are. We got Stephanie, Miriam, and it's time to make some seafood gumbo.
Everything we cook in New Orleans starts off. First, you make a roux, then you add your seasonings. The roux is nothing more than a combination of oil and flour.
To make the roux, equal parts unsalted butter to flour. So 8 tablespoons of butter or a stick, and then 8 tablespoons of flour.
A roux adds color, thickening, and most of all, flavor. A flavor that you just can't get any other way. If the telephone rings, let the machine answer it. If the doorbell rings, they're going to have to leave you a note, because if the roux burns, and it will in a second, you're gonna have to throw it out and start all over again.
Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna add the hot stock to the roux. And then what's gonna happen is the roux is actually gonna flavor and thicken the shrimp stock, and that's gonna make our sort of gravy.
And we're gonna add the onions. This is part of the big secret. By adding the onions first and by themselves, those natural sugars exude into that dark roux, and the roux gets darker. It goes from milk chocolate brown to, look, bittersweet chocolate brown. Is that the coolest thing? And then you add your celery and the bell pepper.
All right, let's get to the andouille sausage, which is like a Cajun-style pork sausage, rather spicy. We're gonna render out some of the fat of the andouille, and we'll actually use the fat of the andouille to cook some of the vegetables.
We're gonna add some crushed tomatoes. Not too much, just enough. And how are we gonna be able to tell we've got just enough? By the color. We've got this sort of foxy, russet, reddish brown. That's the color that you're looking for in a Creole sauce.
We sweat some onion, carrot, celery, red pepper, and garlic in the andouille oil. We have some head-on shrimp, some clams, and sea scallops. You don't see a lot of sea scallops in seafood gumbo, but
right.
I love the richness of sea scallops for this.
I'm opposed to the scallops also. I remember we did jambalaya and they laughed at us for using the lobster.
Who cares?
Next, we're going to add our gumbo crabs. A gumbo crab has to be a certain small size in order to fit